at all the snow. I've missed you all. Hello, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Christina, aka Northwest Reader, and I've been gone for a little bit. Like a lot of people, I've been busy. It's that time of year, it's that time of season. Christmas and the holidays just keeping you busy. Plus all my business stuff like my Etsy, my Patreon has just like kept all of my attention. It kept me super busy. So the thing to go on the back burner has been my YouTube channel. But I figured this video would be just me wrapping up my year, talk about that for a little bit, talk about some of my Goodreads, the statistics and stuff that they come up with for you, go over that and just go over some goals for next year, because I am notorious for doing goals and typically I don't meet them, but this year I did, and I'm pretty happy about that. But first and foremost, I want to say thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate every single one of you. But Chelsea mentioned me in one of her Christmas videos, 12 Days of Christmas, and I got a few subscribers from that, so thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And everyone else who stuck around during my disappearance, thank you. I plan, just real quick, I plan to hopefully post more next year and be more consistent once I figure out my schedule and stuff. But let's say 2021 was probably one, I wouldn't say it's the hardest year I've ever been through, but it's definitely, it was hard, just like for a lot of people with the pandemic and stuff. I dove more into the horror community, specifically the indie horror community, and I've made so many new friends, and I love everyone in the community. Like, it just, I don't even know what to say other than thank you for being so nice and welcoming and stuff and supportive and everything. Like, I love you guys so much. And around, I want to say March or April, I opened my Etsy shop, True Born Design, and I started out doing just a couple sticker designs and stuff here and there, and then I branched off to try different things like magnets, and I tried bookmarks and some print stuff, and just testing out the waters to see what hit and what didn't hit. And I think I'm gonna stick with stickers and bookmarks for sure, and maybe some prints here and there. The first, I would say 3-4 months, I was consistently growing just a little bit at a time. Not huge by any means. Like, I was still in the, like, trying to make up for all the supplies and stuff that I bought to start a little business, and I just saw it as just like a little side thing for fun, because I'm a creative and it just gave me something to do when I just wanted to just do something for myself. And then once, I would say September hit, that's when my shop boomed, and I think it was mostly for the midnight mass stuff. And then after that, it just really got busy for me, and so much for me, and much more than I was ever expecting, and definitely was not prepared for, I guess, mentally and like physically, because I am just one person doing everything, and the learning curve is crazy. But I've learned so much in the past few months when it comes to Etsy and promoting yourself and creating product and trying to keep up with trends and stuff. Like, so much I've learned, and I feel like I'm gonna continue on trying to learn and grow with the market, and just try to get more of a fan base, hopefully. So that's why today I posted about a rep search. I want to try to bring on some people just to post some of my work. That's all I want, like twice a month or something like that. And I mean, if you post more, that's awesome, but I'm not asking for more than 2 times a month. And I want a variety of people, like different genders, different sexualities, different races, diverse. I want a whole diverse rep staff or rep group or friends, forcing people to be my friend. Yeah, I just want to branch out more into like doing more marketing and trying to be more creative in that aspect and do way more collaborative stuff, which I would love to do. And even outside of Etsy, my shop, I would love to just do more commission work, more collaborations and stuff like that. But I need to be more mindful of my time, because I'm always quick to say yes to people, and then I just end up not having the time. As much as I would love to work with everyone, sometimes I'm just not able to. But that's one thing I gotta learn next year for sure. So yeah, my Etsy has done amazing. So much better than I ever would have expected. And I'm surprised I even stuck with it. Especially with the huge changes in my personal life, which leads to I became sober this year. My drinking went to the extreme for me, and it was just too much. It was running my life. I couldn't, how I am today as opposed to how I was 6 months ago, completely different, absolutely different. And before, I didn't think I would be able to be social without being at least buzzed, or be witty enough or quick enough or funny, any of that. But I realize I'm so much funnier sober and more friendly, and I remember things obviously than when I'm like buzzed or drunk talking to someone in messages, you know, like it's so much better now. And I'm really proud of myself. I am almost at 4 months being sober, which my goal for next year is to continue on in day to day. Like, I don't want to say like, oh, I want to make it to 6 months, or oh, I want to make it to a year. It's literally a day-to-day thing. If I make it through the day, I'm happy. You know, like, it's a success in my book. So I'm proud of myself. And then, of course, all of my social media stuff. I want to, like, right now my Etsy is paused right now because I want to just revamp it and add a bunch more stuff, because a lot of it I feel like is stale now because it's been a while since I added new product and new designs and stuff like that. So, and I have a lot of ideas I just have to like sit down and do. So I'm gonna revamp that. And yeah, and I would like to, there's so many things I would like to do. I would like to have a website up, and I want to at least design one book cover next year, just one. I don't care who. I just want to like throw my hat in a ring and try for at least one design, just because I've never done it before, so I don't know just the specs behind designing a book cover. So I want to look into that and just learn a new skill, you know. So that's what I want to do. Social media stuff again. Just want to do more branding, learn more about the analytics of things and like what hits, what doesn't hit, trends, stuff like that. I've really become really interested in the marketing, which I never really cared for before, but with all of my Etsy stuff popping off, I just find it so interesting, like what becomes popular and how people find your page and stuff. So I'm gonna look more into that. But yeah, I would like to put up just a website with some maybe pre-made book design covers, something. I sometimes I just want an avenue of design, creative stuff that doesn't involve me making stickers or bookmarks and stuff like that, because sometimes I just get kind of burnt out on those ideas, and I just want to do something completely different and just whatever I want to do. Reading wise, this year I almost hit my goal of 150. Yeah, I'm like, it's currently the 27th, so it's still possible that I'll hit my goal, but right now I'm at 147 out of 50, which I think is decent. So I figured this would be a good time to put up on the screen my Goodreads and then share with you what I have going on. So here's my Goodreads 2021, my year in books. I read 30,632 pages. I read 146 books so far. The shortest book I read was 10 pages, which I guess it's really a story. but it's Furry Beaver, which is about a furry party where this person goes and just starts brutally murdering people. And then the longest at 530 pages was the Book of Accidents, which I thought was okay. I feel like it was borderline overly hyped, and usually when it's like that, I end up not enjoying it as much. But my average length in books is 209 pages, which surprised me because this year I read the most amount of short stories and shorter books and novellas and novelettes and stuff like that ever. So I'm surprised the number is that high. The most popular book I read was The Selection by Kira Cass, and then the least popular is The Three by Scott Goldberg, which no one has shelved, which surprises me because this author reached out to me and asked me if I would review his book, and I thought it was okay. It wasn't bad. It was just average. It wasn't terrible. It's very cosmic horror, so that's why I think it didn't hit with me as much, but it was decent. It was pretty decent cosmic horror story, so you should definitely just add it to your shelf. I'm surprised like no one really knows about it. But my average rating is 4.1, and I'm not surprised about that because normally I give books 4 stars. And back in November, I started to practice not giving books star ratings. I think I'm going to stick with that on Goodreads. On Amazon, I'm still going to give a star rating, but on Goodreads, I think I'm going to stop because I didn't realize how much the star rating would make me feel constricted in my review of it. Because I would obsessively think, well, if it's a 4-star, it wouldn't make sense for me to say this and that, and I should say this, I should say that, and it would hold me back from a lot of what I wanted to say in the review, weirdly enough. Like, I wasn't purposely, but I didn't realize how much of a hold it had on me until I stopped doing star reviews, so star ratings. But the highest rated on Goodreads is Roost by Kenya Moss Dime, who is a phenomenal horror author. So good, so good. More people need to read Kenya stuff, like, seriously. So good. And then my first review, it wasn't my first read though, I don't think. I think it was my first written review, is The Roommate by Rosie Dannon, which was like, okay. And then like all the rest of my books, I think the first book I finished in 2021 was Scratches by Joshua Marcella, which is really good. That's his debut novel, which I highly recommend. And then it's like all the books. There's a lot of first-time reads with like Donnie Goodman, The Old Bay King, was really good. Laura Diaz de Arce, Monstrosity was really good. Samantha Kolsnick, True Crime, super good. And then like ones that surprised me for some reason, like The Diner by J.C. Robinson, memorable, so funny. The Nothing That Is by Kyle Winkler, so freaking good. And then like obviously the Things Have Gotten Worse Since the Last Time We Spoke, or Things Have Gotten Worse Since the Last We Does anyone else mess up on this freaking title? Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke by Eric LaRocca, very good. And Craig Wallwork is a classic for me. The Push by Ashley Audrain, great debut novel. Crossroads by Laurel Hightower, grief horror, very good. Songbirds and Stray Dogs by Megan Lucas. It's not horror, it's just more, it's very drama filled, but it's character driven and you just fall in love with the characters. Very good. Transmuted by Eve Harms is good. Kira R. Torres, keep an eye on her. She's a phenomenal writer also. Gosh, Michael R. Goodwin has been good. Ross Jeffrey is a classic. Gosh, Riley Sager, no. Nightmare Yearnings by Eric Raglan. One of my favorite books of the year, easily. So good. All the Heartstopper series, phenomenal. Double Vision by Hamlin Bird. That's my first book by him. Very good. Aiden Merchant's short story collection was really good. Waif was good by Samantha Kolsnick. Touch of Jen. Touch of No. This Thing Between Us by Gus Moreno. Oh, so good. Another grief horror, very slow burn type of horror, but it was so freaking good. The Brother's Curse by Christine M. Germain. Good demon style book. Hunger for Death by Joshua Marcella is a solid short story collection. The Simple Wild, I ended up really liking that one, by K.A. Tucker. And then like the Christmas horror Christmas horror short stories were really good, by Brianna Morgan and Michael R. Goodwin. So good, so good. So I might hit my Goodreads goal. I don't know. I'm aiming for it. Right now I'm reading Queen of Teeth by Haley Piper, which is also really good. Big fan of it, big fan. And I'm also currently reading Junji Ito's, I'm drawing a blank, but yeah. So that's what that's my whole list of books I read this year, of short stories and everything. But my goal is probably next year, I'm going to cut back and do like 100, I think is what I'm going to start out with. That's what I usually start out with. And I'm just going to read what I want to read. If people want to hit me up and do reviews, totally fine with it, but I can't guarantee that I'm going to get to it in a timely manner. There's so many good books coming out next year. So I think next year, Craig Wahlberg is coming out with Tom Nolan, the third book of the final book, I believe. And I think it's going to be a trilogy in the Tom Nolan detective style horror series. And I just can't freaking wait. Oh, I can't wait. I mean, I don't want it to end, but at the same time, I look forward to reading it. Another book that I would like to read or get to comes out in July. Just Like Home by Sarah Gailey. Such a Pretty Smile by Christy DeMeester. And plus, I just have a ton of books here that I want to get to, that people have sent me, and I really appreciate. Manhunt by Gretchen Felker Martin, I want to read. Mary and an Awakening of Terror by Nat Cassidy. That just looks so good. There's so many books, needless to say. There's so many books I look forward to next year that I can't wait. So this is going to be kind of a long video, I imagine, but it's the final one of the year, so why not? Oh, and I wanted to say, since not being on YouTube, since my silence, I celebrate my 100 days of being sober, and I just was so... It's cheesy because of the photo I posted. It's like 100 balloons. And I always see people post those types of pictures where they have like their balloons, like 75k followers or whatever. And I always wanted to do one, even though it's like super corny and embarrassing in my opinion. But I've always wanted to do one, and I did. And I ended up really liking it, and it made me feel even more proud and made the day even more special. So thank you everyone who commented and liked it and whatever. I really appreciate it. But I think that is it, folks. Hopefully next year I will be more consistent with posting on YouTube and stuff, and do more collaborations. Oh, this year I also did my very first couple of live shows with other streams, like Paper Cuts and Steve and stuff like that. So I'm trying to socialize and make friends. That's it. Okay, I'm done. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing rest of the year, which is like 3 days, 4 days, but I hope it's great. Stay safe during the holidays, and you'll be hearing from me. Okay, bye!